Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 9th. This week we are just going to jump right in here and see what is going on for you at this time. And Cancer, let's see. You have this Badger Spirit which says be fearless, be bold on it. And I'm pretty sure you've been getting a lot of these cards of like needing to be fearless, be bold, like the Queen of Wands, for example. So it would be a good time, I feel, for you to kind of, take some calculated risks if you've been thinking about doing it. Like, if you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, a business, getting into a relationship, it might be a good time to just go for it. And let's see. You start off again with this Badger Spirit. It says, be fearless, be bold. I feel this is saying just go for it. Something that you've been focusing on for a while. You have the Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles, she is normally focused on that pentacle that she's holding. The pentacle, really, it could be money, but it represents resources. She's a card of being resourceful. So anything, you could be focusing on anything. A resource could be like a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability, something that makes you money. It could be pretty much anything. But whatever you've been focusing on, I feel like you really need to go for it with this card. You have the Four of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords here. The Four of Swords says you've been on a break. I feel you've been doing some healing, some focusing, and all this other stuff. The Four of Swords, I kind of have the feeling that you've been burnt out in the past. Even going this way, you go Four of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, and the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is having learned balance because of cycles that you've been going through. So kind of weird message, but I feel like you've learned something very important here, Cancer. Did I say Scorpio at the beginning of this reading? I don't know. This is for Cancer, regardless of what I said at the beginning of the reading. But you have the Queen of Pentacles next. Again, she's normally focused on the pentacle that she's holding in her hand, and she's very focused on it. And that's exactly what I feel like you should be doing here with the Queen of Pentacles, is focusing on the things that you want. Again, Pisces had a very similar message. Last week, all the readings were about focus. For whatever reason, I feel that we really, really need to focus at this time because, I don't know, that's what the universe wants, basically. And finally, you have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, I feel, is talking about a temporary situation. It's interesting to go like this. Four of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Two of Pentacles. Then Nine of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Two of Swords. This, to me, is saying don't repeat the past. The Wheel of Fortune can be something coming around, right? The Two of Swords, she is normally sitting there protecting her heart with the swords. There's a new island behind her. And I always say go to the new island with the Two of Swords. The solution to the Two of Swords energy is to do something new. Two of Pentacles, same thing. Two of Pentacles says pick the new path. You have this fork in the road card next. Clearly, there's a decision that you are making or that you need to make at this time. And this reading is very simple. I feel like it's saying pick the new path. Plain and simple. Pick the new choice. Again, you have this fork in the road card right here. This way is stuck, is where I was going with that, by the way. Going up and here, repeating the past, I feel like would be stuck energy. So this, again, reading is very simple. I feel like it's saying going this way here, go towards the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is like work. So this, to me, it doesn't even have to be a relationship that we're talking about going back to here. It could be anything. This is saying go towards the new thing. And here's the problem with the Two of Pentacles is it represents work, right? So it's like sometimes I think we choose this path, which could be like going back to an ex, because even though we know we shouldn't go back to an ex, we know the person. We don't have to do the beginning stuff. We don't have to take the risk of learning a new person. We don't have to take the risk of figuring out what a new person likes and all that other stuff and potentially being hurt by someone else. It's like this is familiar, and I think we get trapped up in that a lot of the times with relationships. We think like, oh, this person is the best I can do. Again, one of my favorite people of all time, Kyle C, says, it's not your heart that's broken, it's your expectations that are broken. So just know that the past situation, it's like you might feel like lost or you might feel like there's nowhere to go, but really it's just your expectations. I feel like this is a much better path. Again, this could be in work as well, or business or something else. So if you're thinking about doing something new, I would just realize Part of me feels that that Badger spirit, be fearless, be bold, is really talking about confidence. Again, sometimes I feel like we have a job that we hate, but we don't get a new one because we just don't feel like we're capable of doing anything else. We don't see the opportunities that could exist. And so I feel like this is saying, open up to something better. Open up to the possibility that life can get better. You have the Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Six of Pentacles. Again, this to me is some bozo rushing back into your life here. So, Knight of Swords, I would be very careful. Mercury retrograde starts this week as well. So, of course, they're going to come out of the woodwork, right? I would be very careful of returning to the past or allowing someone back from the past. The Wheel of Fortune is the only card pretty much in the tarot, with the exception of the Judgment card, that I personally consider an ex coming back. But I always say with the Wheel of Fortune, don't repeat a cycle. So, like I always say, I don't do X back readings for a reason. I think we should move on, right? I think there are plenty of people here on Earth. Nobody's that special, right? And what I would say here is that there are plenty of people available to you if this is a person returning from the past. For most of you, I feel like this is talking about changing your fortunes because of the Two of Pentacles right here. This is clearly, I can't get over this. Whenever I'm stuck on something in a reading, to me, it's probably the most important part of the reading. So this diagonal right here is, I feel like is the most important guidance. It's like saying you've healed to a certain point, and Four of Swords, there's a person who's normally receiving blessings on the Four of Swords. So it's like saying going this way towards something new, which is going to require work, is going to lead to blessings, and I would move in this direction. You have the Six of Pentacles as well. Six of Pentacles is about planting new seeds. So the Six of Pentacles even encourages us to do something new, to try something different, or to do things differently in our life. And that's exactly what I would do with that Six of Pentacles. Next, you have this message in a bottle card. Again, it could be a person literally trying to communicate with you. The thing that I always say about this card is if it's a person, the message is in a bottle. What does that mean? It's like, I feel like it's encased in something. It's like maybe they're holding back, or they're trying to hide things from you. So I would be very careful of that. Other than that, I do feel like that this could be your own inner guidance, because you have the Hierophant here. The Hierophant does not really represent inner guidance necessarily, but the Hierophant is a connection between the heavens and the earth. So I feel like you could be very connected at this time, and I would be trusting with that card there any messages that you're receiving. You have the Two of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Two of Pentacles. Again, we've babbled on about this long enough. I would pick the new path. Two of Swords also says there's something, she's protecting her heart. It's like where you are, you have to protect yourself. Behind her on the new island, maybe she doesn't have to protect herself. I don't know, because I don't know your situation, Cancer, and you're going to have to go explore something new to figure out whether or not you're going to have to protect yourself. But the story is that she pretty much doesn't have to. You have the Hierophant here. Again, if you're worried, I do get a worry here that you're never going to get married. So let that worry go. I feel like there are plenty of people. There's plenty of opportunity for you to get married if you want to get married. For others, I feel like this is talking about learning. It's actually a pretty powerful position right here. The Queen of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Hierophant. It's like saying some of you could be putting something that you know into practice. And that could be changing your fortunes as well. It makes sense with the Two of Pentacles. Again, Two of Pentacles like work hard, play hard. So if you're putting something into practice that you have learned, like a talent, gift, skill, or ability, that could be the thing that really turns things around for you as well. Let's see what is going on for you here. You have the Two of Pentacles kind of flipping around there when I was shuffling, so that makes sense. With the Four of Swords, you have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is, again, a card of needing to see what's in a new direction, basically. So I would kind of move in a new direction with that Two of Swords. I feel like you need to almost, move to the new island, basically. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's a card of knowing that you know that something is for you. So I would make sure with the Queen of Pentacles that you're committed to something. Again, she's very focused on the pentacle on the Queen of Pentacles. She's not focused on the rabbit that is normally on her left side. I always say the rabbit can represent fertility, abundance, and all this other stuff, but it can also represent anxiety. It's like she could choose to be worried about whatever is going on in her life, or she can choose to focus on what she wants to create, what she wants to build, or what she wants to have in her life. Like I said, you're not the only sign recently that has been getting this message of focus, clearly, I feel like it could be a collective energy. The universe wants us to focus on a very deep level. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a card of analysis, but I feel like this is something that you have done. Like, I feel like you've already determined whether or not the juice is worth the squeeze in a situation. I think you need to trust your analysis of the things in your life. The Nine of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles is like being afraid to make a decision, being afraid to make a choice, being afraid that you've made the wrong choice, right? And really, I see a lot of people living like this right now. I think whenever we're in these periods of like restriction or lack, or where we don't really know what's going to happen in the future, right? I feel people kind of get into this zone where they're almost afraid to make a decision because we've been experiencing lack. It's like if you make the wrong decision, then it's more lack, right? So it kind of makes it like hard for us to make a choice. And I feel like this reading is saying, don't look at it like that. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty, definitely improvements. I do feel like there are like improvements rushing into your life, but these are not things that you have to force. Here's the thing with the Knight of Swords. If you're trying to make a decision right now, if you have to force it, then it's the wrong decision. If it just kind of flows to you, Ten of Cups, then it's the right decision. And I know that sounds ridiculously easy, but I really feel it's that simple. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Emperor, much better plan coming in for you. I kind of feel this for you on a very deep level. I really don't feel like this is a person. It's popping into my head as a plan. I feel like there's like a path being laid out in front of you, and this could be something in work or whatever. For some of you, I'm getting the word discovery. I feel like you're discovering a plan. Sometimes I think we do that, where we kind of, maybe we're like we're looking for inspiration, and then we find inspiration. You could find this inspiration on like a TV show or something like that. I'm trying to think of a good example. I really don't have any good examples. But, even when I started this channel, like before I started this channel, the reason I started reading years and years and years ago before I had the channel, but I was inspired by another person to start reading in the first place. But I was kind of like open to receiving at that time. And that's how I feel for you here with this Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. It's almost like you're open to receiving some answers. I feel like you're going to feel inspired to do something. It definitely feels like work or business to me. Even if you're retired, you could be working on a personal project, something along those lines. And I feel like that would be great for you, Cancer. But I kind of feel like it's because of the place that you're in. Weird, the message that I'm getting there. With the Six of Pentacles, here you go. Queen of Wands, exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of the reading. I feel that you need to be bold, assertive. Queen of Wands, she wants to do something, she just does it. She doesn't really think about it. She's bold, assertive. She really goes for something that she wants. And that's exactly what I would do there. With the Two of Swords, you have the Hierophant. Hierophant says you've learned all the lessons. You don't need to repeat it. I would say the Hierophant has 3 levels to his crown. They represent initiation. Basically, they represent initiation, apprenticeship, and mastery. When we're in that middle range of apprenticeship, it looks very similar to mastery, right? With the Hierophant. So sometimes I feel like we might feel like we're at the same point in life, but really we're at the mastery stage. And I kind of feel that for you here, where it's like you've learned everything you need to learn. It's time to like put something into action. With the Hierophant, you have the Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing. I would definitely be careful of any liars, cheaters, stealers. I don't like the Knight of Swords with the Seven of Swords in a reading. To me, it's very tricky, pushy, not good energy, so I'd be careful of that. Seven of Swords is also about learning different ways of doing things. Everybody's been getting this now, but mostly I feel the universe is just like trying to get people to realize like there's so many different ways that we could do things. We haven't even discovered them all. And this includes everything, business, love, everything, right? But we need to be open and receptive to receive it. The Seven of Swords is really a card of tactics. So I feel like it's just saying there are different ways of doing things. And with the Two of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles. I like this. Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork. So if you're looking for love, could be a person who actually wants to be on a team with you, someone who actually wants to put in the work with you. Three of Pentacles is also like appreciation for the work that you do. So, it's a card of quality work. It says that you are doing a good job at whatever it is that you're doing. Can we get like a final outcome though here? You have the Four of Wands, could be marriage if you're looking for love. So if you're worried that you're not going to get married, like I said earlier, there you go. There's definitely marriage material coming in for you. Four of Wands, if you don't want love, even if you do, to me it's a card of freedom. It's a card of being set free. Middle row, you have the Eight of Cups, walking away from things that no longer serve you. So I definitely feel that you are walking away from this person here, you know, plain and simple. Even if you go back to them, I always tell people, it's like I did stop saying in readings, don't go back to your ex. I don't care what you do. You're an adult. You can make your own decisions, right? Sometimes I think we're meant to make a mistake anyway. It's like, you know, are mistakes a bad thing? You know, if we go back with an ex and go through a breakup, you know, it's probably not, as long as you learn from it. So if you do make the mistake, then, you know, you're probably just going to walk away in the future. And bottom row, King of Pentacles, something more predictable, stable, safe, you know, secure. King of Pentacles is also kind of like a card of financial success. You have the King and Queen of Pentacles. Pisces also have the King and Queen of Pentacles. To me, they're divine counterparts. So you could have a Pisces coming in. It could also be an Earth sign if you're looking for love. But this looks pretty good here, Cancer. So and look at that. Are you kidding me? You just saw that happen. Pisces, 2 of Cups. There you go. That is probably one of the spookiest things that's ever happened to me in a reading. But there you go. So thank you for being here, Cancer. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.